Lesson 9, Additional Backup Types. This is going to be a high-level overview of some of the additional types of backups that you can run. We're going to start with image backups for Windows. There are two types of image backups. You can do a snapshot if you have an online image backup, or you do a static for offline image backups. You'll need to have the include image statement in your dsm.op file. There's an example of it in your notes under the slide. For your Windows snapshot image backup, this is going to be while the system is running. Online means your system is still reading and writing, and you're going to take a snapshot, a point-in-time backup. You might want to use an image backup if you're getting ready to do some type of maintenance, for example, and you want to be able to roll back. You can also use it as a baseline for your disaster recovery manager. Point-in-time volume restore. It's a single object backup. In order to do this, you're going to need to be running Volume Shadow Copy Services, or VSS. Now, if you're running Windows XP, here's a hint. Windows XP will not be a supported platform in the next release, but if you are, you're going to be using the Logical Volume Snapshot Agent. This is actually being phased out. You can do a Windows incremental image backup. What a Windows incremental image backup is, once you've done an image backup, you can actually do an incremental by date and add files to it. It's not going to mark your files inactive on the server. It's just going to add to your backup. Logical Volume Image Backup Overview for AIX. Like Windows, you're going to back up your entire logical volume as a single object. This is your image. The types of backups are dynamic. Dynamic is going to specify you want to perform an image backup of the volume if it cannot be unmounted and remounted. So it would be putting it in a read-only state so you could do the backup. Static is an image backup while the volume is unmounted and then remounted as read-only. This is going to be your default for AIX, HPUX, and Solaris. Snapshot means you're going to perform a snapshot backup during which the volume is available to other system applications. This is where you're going to not take the system offline, you're just going to run a snapshot. With AIX and Linux snapshots, you're going to need to have the snapshot provider image option in your dsm.opt file. There are examples of how to put this in your file in the notes under your slide. If you need to back up your network attached storage device, or NAS, file system, you're going to be using the NDMP, Network Data Management Protocol, to connect your NAS file server to TSM. The backup is going to be an image backup. This is because the NAS filer is going to perform the backup as an entity and not tell TSM about the contents. However, TSM can create a table of contents during your backup and store the table of contents wherever you would like, in the storage pool, for example. Then you can use this table of contents to see what is in the backup, and you can restore a single file from a network attached storage backup image. If you need to back up a virtual machine, either a VMware or a Microsoft Hyper-V, you can do this in multiple ways. With TSM, you have the VMware Storage API. This lets you do file-level backups, file-level recoveries, full image backups, and full image restores. This is using the vStorage API. With Microsoft Hyper-V, you'll be using VSS Snapshot. That's the Volume Shadow Copy Service snapshots. In the snapshot, you'll have the entire virtual machine. This is a way to store your Hyper-V virtual systems as a snapshot. And finally, we have a fairly new product, which is Tivoli Storage Manager for Virtual Environments. Now, this is a separately licensed product. It is not part of the TSM Extended Edition. This plugin, this API, gives you the ability to do what we call near instant restores. You'll have an interface to work with that will allow you to mount your virtual volume and drag and drop files that you've backed up. It's going to use change block tracking, so you'll be doing incremental backups. One of the great features here is you can do file level restores from a full backup. This is a picture of the preference editor in your backup archive GUI. This is where you're going to set your VM backup types, either your VMware file level, VMware full, or Hyper-V full. This is using TSM, not TSM for virtual environments. Now, if you do use TSM for virtual environments, this is our additional product that helps you manage your virtual backups. If you're using this, you're going to have a lot more flexibility in your restoring operations. You're going to use VMware's vStorage API, which includes block-level incremental backups for your virtual machines. You're going to balance your workload from your virtual machines and your ESX hosts to the vStorage backup servers. You're going to be able to do a file volume or image recovery from a single backup. Here's our near instant restore. This means as soon as you mount the virtual volume, you can start restoring your files. Another feature is it automatically discovers new virtual machines in your environment. And this is what the interface looks like for TSM for virtual environments. If you're interested in Tivoli Storage Manager for virtual environments, go check out some of our downloaded demonstrations and training that we have specifically for TSM for virtual environments. This completes Unit 9. Now that you've completed this unit, you can describe and compare the types of possible backups, use TSM to backup, use the TSM backup GUI to backup and restore files, use the TSM command line to backup and restore files, and use the Tivoli Storage Manager backup GUI and command line to use the archive and retrieve functions. You can now do the student exercises for Unit 9.